Hi, my name is Stacy Street, and this is cybervetting, legal digital discrimination. Why is cybervetting wrong? Well, it violates or infringes on our First Amendment to the Constitution of the United States. It violates our communication privacy management theory by creating privacy turbulence. It violates the Stored Communication Act. It violates the Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. It violates our right to privacy, and it creates reverse discrimination for those with no online presence. The First Amendment of the United States provides us the right of religion, freedom of speech, and the freedom to assemble. When your employer goes out and cybervets you and takes the words that you put on your social media account and uses them against you, or can tell if you possibly are a part of a religious order that they don't agree with and discriminates against you, this is a violation of our First Amendment. We have the right to these things. In the communication privacy theory, this explains the decisions that people make about revealing or concealing their private information. And it's described by privacy ownership, privacy control, and privacy turbulence. When we talk about privacy turbulence, this occurs when privacy rules break down for various reasons, including the purposeful violation and privacy rule mistakes, allowing unprivileged parties access to our private information. So when an employer goes out and cybervets you and looks at your personal and private information without your permission, this creates this privacy turbulence. And it really does break the rule of the privacy ownership and the privacy control that we've set up. We've given these controls to certain people, and we feel like we have a certain amount of protection with that. And the privacy turbulence that they create is in violation of this. The Stored Communication Act prohibits intentional access to electronic information without our authorization. So again, when an employer goes out and cybervets you without your knowledge, or infringes upon you and makes you give them information to provide you your access to your online social media accounts with your user IDs and your passwords, this is a violation of the Stored Communication Act. Many states have also enacted social media privacy laws. And again, when these employers force you to give them information, or you feel coerced to give them information, and then they use it against you in order to make their hiring decisions, it's violation of these laws. Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, this created the Equal Employment Opportunity Act. This gives us protection from employment discrimination, where they would base this on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. So again, if a prospective employer goes out to your social media site and they sees that maybe possibly you are of a sexual orientation that they don't agree with, transgender, bisexual, anything but heterosexual, that's a discrimination. What if they don't like the partner that you've chosen to be with? Maybe you're in a biracial or interracial relationship and they use this against you. Or that they see that you are possibly in a religion that they don't agree with. Again, all of these things are in violation of our civil rights. We have a right to all of these things and to live our life freely. We also have a right to privacy. So privacy is the claim of individuals, groups, or institutions to determine for themselves when, how, and to what extent information about them is communicated to others. We have the right to let people in on our private life, to let them know only what we want them to know. We have that right. So when people go out and they're cybervetting, it's an invasion of our privacy when they're looking into our personal and private lives and they're taking this information out of context in order to make these decisions on our hiring. So what if you're somebody who says, well, I will fix this issue. I just will delete all of my social media and I will have no online presence for these employers to go out and to use against me as a discrimination. Well, unfortunately, we're finding that a majority of employers who go out to cybervet you and they find no online presence are using that as a discrimination. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. So do I put my information online or do I not put my information online? So in conclusion, when we talk about cybervetting, it can be a violation of our civil liberties and our privacy laws. Applicants should have a right to privacy of their personal information. And information online can be inaccurate, and it can cause both overt and covert discrimination. And there should be a separation of personal life and business life. And for those of us who choose to have no online information, that should not be used against us to discriminate. So basically, cyber vetting, unfortunately, is going to be out there, and employers are doing it, and right now there are not enough laws out there to protect us. So you have to make good choices on the information that you share on social media sites, because we never know how it can be used against us. I want to leave you with 2 questions. Would your online presence be a concern for your current or future employer? And number 2, if things live on the internet for eternity like a digital tattoo, what would your digital tattoo look like? I hope that I've given you some things to think about on how cyber vetting is both unethical and in some cases can be illegal. And I hope that you will make good choices on your online presence just in case you have an employer who you're looking to get a job with, or you have a current employer who may want to see what you're doing in your personal and private life. Thank you.